Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dot from Dot Me Now Coaching and Entertainment. For coaching, my links are down below. I have various different spiritual services down below. I also have a Patreon with exclusive wisdom. It gets saucy in the Patreon. I'm not gonna lie, bro. We have a Discord down below. Social media is down below. Let's get into this video, man. So, for those of you guys who don't know, my Genie Talks are like a mini podcast where I set a timer for about 30 minutes and I just talk about various different topics. You know what I'm saying? So, today we have different things to talk about, like astral conditioning, spiritual strength, common astral experiences, Akashic record stuff. I have a few topics that, you know, some I may not get to if it goes over 30 minutes, but you guys see the title and the thumbnail, so you guys get a general idea of what's going on inside this video, right? Let's set the timer and boom. Let's talk about astral conditioning, right? So, pretty much, right? When it comes to astral conditioning, you can literally condition yourself to naturally astral project because technically astral projection is literally your birthright, right? Like every single night we kind of astral project, but certain people just don't have certain faculties developed, whether it be their memory, whether it be their astral body, whether it be their etheric body and their whole entire energetic system. A lot of people have like unbalanced energy, and a lot of people just have various different issues that prevent them from having astral projection experiences, right? Now, there are some common experiences that I'm going to go into, but I first want to talk about how when you go to the astral more and more and more and more, you kind of condition yourself to naturally astral project. That's why inside my course, by the oh yeah, I do have an astral projection course down below. I should have mentioned this in the beginning of the video. But yeah, inside that course, right? Like everything I teach, right, helps you to literally build all the aspects of yourself that you need for astral projection. And then I also teach how to access different astral states of consciousness and then merge them all together in order to just like kind of like flip it. It's like, bro, a lot of people be trying to do like all this extra shit, bro. Literally, when you're conditioned to astral project, you just go like, yo, bro, I want to astral project. And then boom, you just flip the switch. You know what I'm saying? Like I teach that shit inside my course. You know what I'm saying? And as you go to the astral more and more and more and more and more, you get more of a sense of what the astral even feels like and how to actually activate those states even quicker. And it gets to a point where dead ass, bro, yesterday, right? So yesterday in the afternoon and last night was really fucking wild, right? But I want to talk about something real quick. My body is so conditioned to astral project that, bro, literally yesterday, right? Bro, so I was sipping a little bit of wine, you know what I'm saying? And I was smoking a little bit of weed. By the way, weed is legal where I'm at, and I am old enough for both of them shits. You know what I'm saying? So, nigga, no one better get on my fucking ass. So I was doing that shit, right? And then it was like the middle of the day. Now, someone may be like, why are you sipping wine in the middle of the day? Hey, listen, bro, you know what I'm saying? My guides had me do a little experiment over the weekend with wine. It was actually amazing. Long story short, though, bro, I went inside my room, right? Not just meditated. Now, the thing is, right, at some point, I was like, okay, bro, like, I'm a little bit like I'm a little bit too out of it to just be like trying to just meditate and not fuck around and just knock the fuck out. So at some point I said, no, I'm just gonna knock the fuck out. Nigga, when I did that shit, I went straight to the astral. Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? And like I was reliving different past life experiences of when I became a mix of a Draenei and an elf. You know what I'm saying? Draenei are a certain type of ET, which you can actually learn about them from World of Warcraft. It's so funny because I was tapping into these beings before even peeping that shit inside the game. Dead ass, you know what I'm saying? World of Warcraft low key be having some sauce inside there that applies to real life. I swear to God. But yeah, I was seeing different past lives of like when I would mix and become a Draenei slash elf hybrid and all this other stuff, right? I was even trying to astral project. I wasn't. It just literally happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it just happened. And then last night was really wild because, bro, last night I went to sleep around like 1 a.m. Right, nigga. I got back from the astral around 3 a.m. Now when I went to sleep around 1 a.m., right, I did this just went straight to the astral once again, nigga. And this was like super OD vivid too, you know what I'm saying? Like the past life shit was more like I'm seeing this clip, see that happen, then it's like this clip, then this happens. Nigga, last night it was a full straight on. And it's like that shit was a long ass time. Cause nigga, I went from fucking astral school to doing this whole little fight club shit to at some point like I went back to my house, right? And by the way, literally like I literally like it's so crazy because back in the past, right, when my body was conditioned to astral project in a different kind of way, it was actually uncomfortable because I would like always just pop up my body randomly, and I always like feel the popping out of body. Nowadays, inside my course, I incorporated the reverie state. So with reverie, it actually lets you get rest, you know what I'm saying? Before you astral project. You know what I'm saying? So it's like luckily last night I got a little bit of rest and then I just popped out and I was fully like energetic. Back in the past when I didn't include that, a few years ago and stuff like that, I would just pop out when my fucking consciousness is still tired and shit. It just fall unconscious inside the astral. All these burps and shit, my fault, bro. But nowadays, right? Yeah, I had got some rest. Then I literally just popped into the astral, and like I was out there for some time, bro. I had an experience at one point where like I was with these kids and shit. Like I was like just like flying down my neighborhood, right? But as I flew more down my neighborhood, like the whole shit started to just fucking change, and I was like at this new part with these kids. Some could see me and some couldn't. Like one just kept on waving like this. I'm like, wait, you could see me? So I flew over to them, right? Then someone else couldn't see me. So I had to prove that I could actually affect them. Because I actually learned how to make my body more subtle and also more dense. Like if you build up more etheric energy, you become a bit more dense, can actually affect the person more. You know what I'm saying? If you drop your etheric essence, you kind of go through people more. And at some point, there's like this fucking man who was already doing like fucked up astral shit, and I spotted him. I went like, knocked his shit down clean, bro. But like with the kids, I had to show them different things. Like, yo, bro, this astral shit is fucking real, bro. Like, like one of the kids, I literally like, this is kind of fucked up. But at first, I was just like, and I bopped their head back, right? And someone else said, I mean, that's not that powerful. So I literally I put my hand inside their body, and I did some shit. It was like, and I'm like, oh, listen, my bad. Let me heal your shit up real quick. So I healed them up real quick, and yeah, I'm never doing that shit again. Though I kind of felt scared, and I was about to dip the fuck out. I didn't want them to fucking know who the fuck I was in real life. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, right? Yeah, that was some fucked up ass shit I can't even cap. But the kid learned his lesson though, and I did help him at the end with healing him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like. I just wanted to talk about that because my body is so conditioned that I just do it naturally. Even when I go to sleep at fucking 1 a.m., and wake up at fucking 3 a.m., nigga. Like, most people have to fucking, like, get a whole bunch of rest and then go to the astral. Nigga, I did that shit at 2.5, bro. Where I didn't even intend to do that either. I just literally popped out the shit. But I felt fully rested because my fucking reverie state, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can literally condition yourself to astral project without having to fucking go like, oh, I gotta fucking lay down and never fucking move. And, like, that's so stupid. People saying, oh, you gotta stay still the whole entire time. That's actually dumb. Wanna know why? Nigga, at nighttime, when you go to sleep, are you always just fucking sitting still? Nigga, oftentimes you're trying to toss and turn, get comfortable, all this other shit. And then, once you're finally comfortable, you kind of just knock the fuck out and just start having dreams and shit like that, right? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of leads into some common astral experiences because people don't always realize that dreams are the astral. Like your dreams are literally the astral, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like like if you're perceiving imagery, you're literally inside the astral. There's literally like people say astral projection. Dreams are astral projection. You know what I'm saying? Now I've heard different ways to differentiate dreams from travels. I don't really like saying that because every dream literally is a travel, and it's like some people may say that one feels more real and one doesn't. That's not. See, look. So the thing that gets people with dreams is that they always think that they're fantasizing, right? Now the thing is, your fantasies can actually feel like real fucking life. You know what I'm saying? You could fantasize some real life shit. You can even leave your body, right? You can literally see yourself coming out of your body and then experience your own fantasies. You know what I'm saying? So the whole entire if it feels real stuff isn't the best thing for me personally, because literally depending on how much etheric energy you have, it's gonna feel more real. Like you could be inside the heavenly plane and it don't feel that real because the higher you get, the less etheric essence you carry. Your etheric essence, your etheric body is also your emotional body and your sensory body. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you actually feel things. So that whole entire if it feels real, I don't fully like that because I've seen a lot of creators say that, and I'm like, I feel you, but it's like you could be in a fantasy and that shit feels super fucking real. You could be inside of a non-fantasy and it don't feel that real because you're inside of a less dense body. You know what I'm saying? But let me talk about this, right? So common astral experiences, right, that people have when they're just dreaming, right? Because dreams, I just call a dream an unconscious astral projection. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really is. You know what I'm saying? And then most people consider all their dreams as fantasy, but it's not even always that. oftentimes you're either playing out different karmas. Your karmas are pretty much just past. Karmas are energies that form from your past thoughts, emotions, actions, desires, and your past tendencies, right? So oftentimes, if you go to the astral, specifically the astral layer of the etheric plane, you tend to experience all your karmas, your desires, your repressed emotions. You experienced your past thoughts and emotions, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that may seem like a fantasy, but oftentimes these etheric energies are actually real life energies. Like for example, like, let's say you've been feeling a whole bunch of fear, right? Nigga, you go fight the spirit of fear. You know what I'm saying? And you may think that you're just making that shit up, but that's like a real intelligent energy right there. You know what I'm saying? You also have spirit guides. Let me say this real quick. Most people will never even really be fully inside their fantasies because your fantasies take place inside the 3D. And when I say 3D, I don't mean the physical. We gotta stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? Gotta stop that shit. Anyway, the 3D astral, right? It's kind of like being inside your own fantasies. Now, the thing is, when you're inside this level of the astral, right? Usually your spirit guides come to you, or your karmas just bring you back down to the etheric plane and then you play out your karmas. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually very rare to stay inside your fantasies for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, oftentimes your spirit guides will take you through different experiences to teach you certain things. And that's like the most common, like karmas and spirit guides are like the most common ones. You know what I'm saying? Now you also have alternate realities, which oftentimes either your karmas bring you to or your spirit guides bring you to. Like for example, if you desire a certain kind of thing, let's say you fucking desire to fucking be with Justin Bieber, right? You may literally go to an alternate reality when you're with Justin Bieber because your desires made you do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes, let's say your spirit guides want to teach you something about your own mortality. You know what I'm saying? So then you go to an alternate reality where you fucking die. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you think about, damn, I don't want to fucking die, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that happens also. There's also past life dreams. That's actually very common. You know, like I said yesterday when I was fucking drunk. I was more tipsy. I was a little bit tipsy and high, but still went to the astral of my past lives. You see what I'm saying? That's actually a very common one also. And then also different warnings, which oftentimes come from your spirit guides and your higher self. You know what I'm saying? So like you'll see a warning like of the future, just like a warning of a certain kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Like these are all real experiences. Most people want to just go in the astral and just do fucking fuck all, right? But the thing is, you can let your higher self guide you to do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my higher self guided me to those children because there was a fucking man doing fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Now at the time, I didn't know why the fuck I was there. I was just fucking with the kids, and I was kind of happy that they could actually see me. It was kind of cool. I ain't go cat. Cause I saw my mom, but she couldn't see me, but she could kind of like hear me. Like it's like she heard me in her head a little bit. It was really weird and trippy. But she couldn't like fully see me though. She kind of thought she was tweaking out. But anyway, yeah. So, and like I said, I didn't even intend to do that shit. I was just like, I after the school shit, I went back to my crib. Like I went back to my body and popped right back out. And my mom was coming inside the house, so I kind of like talked to her stuff like that. But she didn't know what the fuck was going on fully. You know what I'm saying? And she was about to come to my door. I said, "Yo, don't do that, don't do." It. And the thing is, she was not fully listening because she didn't like I said, she doesn't like she didn't know that I was fully talking to her. It's just like her having thoughts inside of her head. You know what I'm saying? It was really weird. But anyway, right? Yeah, you actually barely fantasize inside the astral. Because if you're inside your own fantasies, your spirit guides oftentimes pull you away from that shit, or your own desires and your karmas pull you away from that shit, and then you experience either like a whole experience of repressed emotion, or you experience an alternate reality based upon your karmas. You know what I'm saying? Like alternate realities are actually very fucking common too, bro. Like dead ass, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people experience alternate realities and don't even peep that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing too. Um, Let me talk about spiritual strength now, right? When it comes to spiritual strength, right? The biggest, the most important aspects to yourself are your own intelligence and your willpower. And that forms also into confidence. So intelligence is your ability to know something, right? Your willpower is your ability to act. Now the thing is, right, when it comes to the astral especially, right, depending on what you know and what you could do, that determines your strength. Like for example, some people can't fly because they just don't know how to fly. They don't have the intelligence for that shit. Literally, like in the astral, last night I was flying. So like I could tell you how the fuck I do it. Just see yourself in the air. Like understand that your astral body is literally your imagination, but your imagination is not always fake unless you're fantasizing. Because you could be like when you're inside like the 3D astral, that's like being inside your own imagination. You know what I'm saying? But you can also separate your imagination from your body and then experience other shit besides being inside your own imagination. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, right, imagination is heavily based upon what you see, right? So with your etheric body, right, that's more like you feel yourself moving and all that other shit, but your etheric body's pretty dense. If you just see yourself in the air, you start to fly because imagination, your imagination body, your astral body is literally fueled based upon your own fucking imagery and what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Now the thing is, right? Yes, technically, if you're inside your astral body, right, then whatever you want to fantasize is what your astral body manifests. But you're still inside of a whole reality. Let me give you an example, right? To make fireballs, right, inside my astral body, right, I have to literally fantasize about a fireball, right? But that does not mean that because I'm fantasizing my shit, that the other person is not getting hit with a fucking real ass fireball. You know what I'm saying? It would be different if I was literally inside my own imagination fantasizing, but I'm literally somewhere else inside my imagination body, inside my astral body. And the more that I could fantasize shit, the more I can actually do shit. And the more intelligence you have, the more things you know, the more you can actually fantasize things based upon what the fuck you know. So like for example, right? Some people don't know that they can make their body more dense and then less dense. Therefore, inside the astral, if they get punched, they're gonna feel that shit more because they can't make themselves a bit more like when it comes to me, right? If I'm finding inside the astral, a big thing I do is I literally just like I'll go like let's say I'm finding an etheric being, right? If I drop my etheric essence, that being cannot touch me. So it tries to hit me, right? I drop my essence, and now I'm more astral. They can't affect me. Then they move back. Then I become a bit more etheric. I punch the fuck out of them. I hit them. Now they try to come back at me. I become a bit more subtle. You see what I'm saying? Because I know I could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then your willpower is your ability to actually act that out. Now the thing is, when I was a kid, right, I would always be inside my own head, and I would be thinking about a door closing, but the door would keep on opening. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew how to open the door and how to close it, but it's like when I closed the door inside my head, it will always keep on opening. This was like when I say I was a kid, I was like a kid, bro. And I noticed that over time, this was like a test to see my willpower because can you really force that door to stay closed type shit? Like for me, at first I couldn't. But now my willpower is very strong, and now I could close that motherfucker and keep that bitch closed. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me say this too, though. When you have more intelligence and willpower, you gain more confidence, right? Confidence is very important. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to become confident because you know certain things and you can actually do certain things. And the more confidence you have, the more you can actually do shit inside the astral. So I'm saying this because if you build up your intelligence and your willpower, you could do way more shit inside the astral. And I want to say this too. Inside my Patreon, right, I have a fucking spiritual assassins class. And inside there, the most recent episode that I dropped the same day you're watching this shit talks about fighting demons inside the astral, right? And it's like I give different things that you can actually do in finding a demon. Because once you know more shit, you can actually do that shit now, you know what I'm saying? And I also give ways to train it even inside meditation. How to just simply meditate and then build up your power so that when you actually go to the astral, you fucking have that shit fully, you know what I'm saying? Woo, confirmation, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Oh, fuck. But, yeah, bro, so that's that. When it comes to spiritual strength, bro, you need to build up your intelligence, you need to know more shit, and actually be able to act that shit out and actually feel confident inside yourself. That's like the biggest thing inside the astral, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fight in various different ways because I know different shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I also want to talk about the Akashic Records and how it relates to various things. So, yesterday, right, with the whole entire past life shit, right? one of the mixes that I made was a Draenei and a Night Elf. You know what I'm saying? Now, for those of you guys who don't know, right, Draenei are very attuned to arcane energy, and so are the Night Elves. When I mixed them, it was like the most powerful arcane combination, bro. Now understand this: arcane energy, right, is the energy which structures reality. You could call it order energy. You know what I'm saying? Because it keeps creation inside order, right? Now, arcane energy makes like the weave of creation. It makes like the different web that connects everything and everyone. Now, on different levels, there's actually different webs. You have a physical web, an etheric web, an astral web, a mental web, a causal web, a Buddhic web. You know what I'm saying? Now, understand this though, right? When it comes to your Akashic records, right? Your Akashic records deal with this web. Now, I'm gonna just separate the two real quick because when it comes to your Akashic records, right? What does that word even mean? Akashic records. Akash is space. So it literally just means space records, right? It's literally the information inside of space that you can access right here, right now. Like the Akashic records is not a place that you go to. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, you could astral project to the Akashic records, but understand this: any time you astral project, right? Like I said before, you're literally using your imagination body. Now, what this does is that when you project to higher planes, right? Some of these planes don't even have imagery to them to even see something, right? Like, for example, the fucking 7D, right, doesn't really have any true imagery. You know what I'm saying? However, if you go there inside your astral body, all the information inside the 7D gets filtered through your imagination, and then you actually make an image, which, like I said, is not always a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? It is kind of an illusion though, which is like, for example, inside the physical right now, right? Where you're only seeing what you're seeing because light is being interpreted inside yourself and then being spat back out as an image, right? Technically, though, it's just a bunch of fucking light particles and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So right now, we're kind of seeing an illusion. And I'm saying this because when you astral project to the Akashic records, right? All that's happening is that you have information, right, that has no true imagery getting interpreted through your astral body in your imagination. Therefore, you actually see things. However, you could just meditate and tap into it right now because it's literally all around you inside of space. And this deals with the different webs because all around you is a certain weave of creation. There's these different like webs. There's these different energies that connect everything and everyone. And for those on my Patreon, you guys know I've been doing these web meditations. And whenever I do them, different things happen. A common thing is that I get pulled between past, present, and future. I'll get pulled to the past, then see how it links up with my future, then it comes back to the present. I'll relive different past lives. That's been happening a lot recently, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about that on my Patreon coming up, you know what I'm saying? I have to make another web video, you know what I'm saying? But I already have some videos on there right now if you want to check that shit out, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, right? The information is all around you. Now, when it comes to getting access to your own Akashic records, right? You need to at least be like a 5D being because once you're a 5D being, right? 5D, when you hitting 5D is when you get in tune with your soul. What is your soul? Your individualized focal point of awareness. How do you hit 5D? By becoming conscious, becoming the conscious observer. You know what I'm saying? Once you can become the observer, you literally observe your own awareness, right? Along with what the fuck it holds, aka its fucking records. You know what I'm saying? So you have the greater Akashic records, which you kind of access from so there's different levels of Akashic records, right? Like, do you want to tap only into the galaxy? Do you want to tap into only your oversoul? Do you want to tap into the whole entire omniversal template? Because if you hit the 9D, that's like the highest Akashic records because the 9D contains all the information which makes every single realm and timeline with inside the omniverse. You know what I'm saying? Now, above that, you have the beings that actually make the information, like the 10D has the Godheads. I broke this shit down on my Patreon. I have several PowerPoints about the 12 planes of existence and how the fuck that shit operate. Nigga, go watch that shit. That shit is motherfucking fire. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying this because the records are all around you. And if you simply just learn to observe your own awareness, you can tap into your own soul and then ask yourself questions. Oh, why did I come to Earth? It get an answer right the fuck there. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be through words, through images, it doesn't really matter how you get it as long as it's accurate. Like for example, I talk to people right who have crazy ass vision, but they don't know what the fuck they're literally seeing. Like dead ass, bro. Like people be like, "Yo, bro, I was seeing this one thing, but I don't know what the fuck this means." Even if I can't see it, I'll intuitively just know it based upon what the fuck they're saying. Now, granted, nowadays I have built up my vision too, but I'm saying this because vision is not always the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? The 1D is the physical. The 2D is the etheric and the emotional. The 3D is the astral and imaginative plane. And I'm saying this because vision is literally a 3D thing, not a physical thing. Niggas be getting that shit fucked up. I already made a video about how the 1D is the physical, not the 3D. You know what I'm saying? Go check that shit out. But what I'm trying to say is, right, vision is actually not that high when it comes to perceiving reality, my nigga. It's still in the fucking third plane, my nigga. Nigga, the fourth plane deals with like your thoughts and stuff like that. The fifth plane is your intuition. So it's like, nigga, as you get higher, you actually start to abandon vision because vision can be deceiving. Because once again, sometimes information has no true imagery. However, your imagination will interpret that information as imagery, which is partially a fucking illusion. Like right now, you're inside of an illusion because what you're seeing right now is not how shit truly fucking looks. That's why, like butterflies, for example, they have a more vivid sense of color than us, opposed to fucking dogs who could barely see shit. And then spiders have fucking 8 eyes that fucking perceive the shit over here and then this shit in front of them. And it's like every single animal sees life different depending on how their eyes are tuned. You know what I'm saying? So who the fuck is really seeing the most authentic version of reality? You know what I'm saying? Technically, it should be fuck what you're seeing and what the fuck do you actually intuitively know, because nigga, I heard this one saying before: don't believe what you see and only half of what you hear. You know what I'm saying? That's facts. And they said half of what you hear because what you hear could also be distorted. At a higher point, fuck hearing shit. You just kind of just intuitively know shit. You know what I'm saying? So with the Akashic Records, right, you could just literally download that shit as intuitive knowings. Fuck all that seeing yourself opening up a book. That's just mad extra. I'm not saying that it's not real, because you definitely can astral project, then open up a book and then see your past lives. You know what I'm saying? However, you could also meditate and do the same exact thing. You meditate and just tell that shit and you fucking see the past life shit. Or sometimes you don't even see this shit. You kind of just intuitively notice shit like, oh, nigga, in my past life, I was a fucking Draenei being that was doing X, Y, and Z. Now, for me, I was actually seeing my shit. I have done things to build up my vision. And I also teach things in my course with astral projection about how to build up your vision also. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not saying to abandon vision. I'm just saying that that's not the most important thing ever. And that there's higher ways to interpret information. You know what I'm saying? Seeing shit's not always the best thing. And when it comes to the web of creation, right? If you're connected to the web, you'll connect to the different Akashic records because you're literally connecting to the thing that structures everything. You know what I'm saying? Now I actually recommend a movie called Madam Web. Nigga, watch the movie Madam Web, and the movie Madam Web will literally show you about the web of creation. You know what I'm saying? You could literally expand that. Literally like, bro, with the web, right? You could travel your own memory, your own past lives. You could start to travel the history of the earth and the solar system and the galaxy and stuff like that. You could traverse the history of the fucking multiverse and the metaverse and the superverse and the whole entire omniverse. You know what I'm saying? All you need to do is simply just learn to meditate, become a conscious observer, and then choose what you want to observe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just observe the thoughts that come through to them, and they identify with those thoughts, and that's why people be tapping into false information, because your thoughts come from various different things. You know what I'm saying? They come from outside spirits and intelligent energies. They may come from your fucking parents. They could come from various different things, right? But when you become the conscious observer, you can literally choose what to observe. You can say, fuck these thoughts, let me observe the Akashic records and download that shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes all you need to do is simply just learn to ask the right questions and be open to receiving the highest answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can literally choose to observe, like when you observe your own soul and your eternal spirit, you could literally feel it. Like, oh, I'm observing some high shit. You could feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like you could dead ass feel when something is like kind of high vibe when it's low vibe because you literally feel the vibration of how high or how low it is. You know what I'm saying? And when you tap into your soul, all you have to do is just ask your soul questions and let whatever pop up, whether it be images, words, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, right? So I recommend watching my videos about the web of creation on my Patreon to kind of understand how the web kind of works. You know what I'm saying? Because it could do various different. It could also like you could actually begin to manipulate the web. Like when you become a metaversal being, right? And I talk about this in my video on Patreon about ascending through harmonics and octaves because when you're inside of the harmonic of the metaverse, you could now influence the space-time continuum. The space-time continuum could be seen as one giant ass web that controls how timelines manifest inside the universe, right? If you become a metaversal being, you can now literally manipulate the web of creation. You can now manipulate how events play out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are victims to time. They just let time carry them and they don't have control over their timeline whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Most people are just a victim to time. You know? A nigga like me, I make my timeline. Therefore, there's not shit set in stone for me whatsoever. When you think that shit is set in stone, you're a victim to time and your own thoughts and desires and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? When you have a higher awareness, you literally choose what you want to manifest. And my timer went off if you guys didn't hear that shit, so that's pretty much it for this video. But yeah, that's a few things I had to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? Astral conditioning, spiritual strength, common astral experiences, all that shit, bro. So drop a like on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Peace out.